Oh, what a beautiful day to start thinking about gardening. So I've just been mixing it in this little bin here, and I'm doing about 50-50 with the mix, and I'll show you what the other half is here in a minute. Plus apparently a little bit of snow gets added. If you look at this this compost, this is mostly composted manures, bedding, animal bedding, leaves, yard waste. There's a whole variety of stuff in here, which really makes the best compost because, right, we've got all of our micronutrients and all the different things that the plants will need to grow, especially at a young age. A lot of nitrogen in here for them get started, so that's what we're looking for. So start with some good compost. Now, of course, you can buy this stuff bagged, but it's always better to make it yourself, of course. We're going to need a lot of this stuff, so it'll save us some money too. So here you got about a quarter of the bin filled up there. All right, everybody calm down. I can already hear the comments coming in. Peat moss, that is the other 50% of the seed starting mix here. And I know there seems to be a lot of controversy about peat moss. I don't know why. It's not a sustainable resource, I've heard. I'm not sure if that's 100% true. Peat moss does grow back. I suppose it takes a long time. But my friends up north in Canada here seem to make quite a bit of this stuff. And man, does it make a great seed starting and soil amendment. So peat moss gives you the fluffy, the lightweight, the easy, you know, it drains well, it absorbs moisture, holds that around the seeds, gets your germination started really well. So peat moss is a great resource for the garden. It's also in our best soil mix for raised beds. We use a lot of peat moss, about 25%, 20% in our mix for that. It's great stuff. It doesn't break down for quite a long time and really does a good job in keeping your soil loose. And man, have we had great luck growing with this stuff. So cocoa core, that's the coconut core, right? That's the other option. But I don't know where people are getting this stuff from. Up here in Michigan anyway, that's not an option. I mean, you can get it around there. You can get a bag about this big for $10 or something, but I mean, gosh, I wouldn't stay in business long if I used that for our seedlings here. So we're using peat moss. Great resource, great for seed starting. And we want to mix that with our compost. So we want both. We want the light and fluffy, but we also want the nutrients in there. Now, most of your potting mixes that you're going to get at the store, they're going to be mostly peat or cocoa core, and usually vermiculite or perlite or something like that. And that's fine, but there's really no nutrients in there. So as soon as your seeds sprout, you know, I tell you, if you read the bag, you have to fertilize everything. Well, we don't use fertilizers here, so in order to grow our seedlings for at least a few weeks in the original containers that we're sprouting them in and have good initial growth and health, we want to use the compost in there. A little more compost in here. It's a great mix. Well, it looks like we're just about out of compost here, so let's go grab some more. So this is kind of the heart of the compost operation. There's not much to it here. We don't spend a lot of time turning or maintaining the compost pile. Most of the stuff here on the back side and underneath is from last year. So this is from last winter. It's been out here a whole summer. Some of the stuff on top here is fresher from just this past summer and fall. And all the stuff that I'll clean out from this winter, from all the stalls and all the bedding and all that stuff, will come out here after I'm done with the garden for this year. This stuff, most of the stuff on the top here will get spread out and plowed into our gardens. We're going to get down in here and we'll get out the oldest, most broken down stuff in here, and then we're going to sift it out so we have just the fine particles for our seed starting stuff. We don't want a bunch of chunks in there. Wouldn't really hurt anything, just makes putting seeds in kind of hard. So what I have is a piece of hardware cloth on a frame, and this was actually part of the chicken coop. The back piece of the chicken run, it was removable from the old Suburban coop, and I've just kind of repurposed it here. It works really well, fits right over the top of this trailer, and we can sift through our compost here. So let's get to it and get a good load here for us. Well, it looks like we're going to need to make some repairs on our screen here. Little wire really wasn't designed for that kind of use, but that's okay. We'll get this fixed up. I got enough for now, so we'll get back inside and get working on our seed starting. All right, jump in.
Won't it be like the real spring? The real spring is not here yet.
Alright, so I'm going to stir it up.
And I'll get this stuff out.
Pick out anything that's like a stick or a leaf
or something that's hard.
Or anything.
Oh my gosh, I see a lot of sticks in this one.
Yeah, there's some sticks. That's okay. Alright, so we actually have, I don't know how many of these, a lot of these 72 cell seed trays. And they actually, surprisingly, we looked online in greenhouse mega stores where we've gotten some other greenhouse supplies and things before, and Walmart was actually just about the same price, if not cheaper. So we ended up buying all this stuff from Walmart. I think these were less than $5 for these little packages here. And so now we just need to get these filled up. I decided to do this all in the house. So we've got baby chicks and ducks next to us that are very loud. I apologize. But it's just been snowy and just kind of awful outside today. So just dump it right down the middle. There you go. That's fine. Okay, I'll spread it out. You dump it. All right, that should be the last one we'll need here. Are you ready to plant? Mm-hmm. All right.
Be careful. Right.
So we're going to get this soil all damp first.
So mine really
It'll be about this far. So stick it into the bottom of this little label here.
get it.
Alright, so what I found to work best with these is actually fill them with water underneath the tray. So I put a bunch of water in there first, and then I kind of soak the tops and start planting. The seeds that don't need to be very deep, I just kind of make a little dimple. So I usually, just depending on how many seeds I have, I generally want to put at least two to three seeds in each hole. That gives me better odds of getting a good healthy plant in every cell here. A lot of people commented, "Oh, these are very ambitious plans to sell seedlings. You're starting so late." But I'm not sure where those comments are coming from, because up here in Michigan, I mean, you can't really start a garden for 6 weeks. I mean, people are maybe buying stuff a little earlier than that, but you can't really plant anything before the 15th of May at least, and most people wait till Memorial Day, to be honest with you. That's when most of your backyard gardeners are going to be planting up here. I mean, we're talking between 4 and 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks of time. So that's plenty of time to get some good starts. A lot of the greenhouses, they're going to have much bigger plants for sale. I understand that. And next year, maybe we get going earlier. You're going to make more money off bigger plants. But you got to start somewhere. Alright, well, here's the final outcome. This is most of the trays, and the baby chicks are being extremely noisy here. They go outside today. So we ended up doing quite a few different varieties of tomatoes, a few different varieties of bell peppers, some popular herbs that we like and that we know others have asked for, that we know would be possibly purchasing the seedlings. A few different kinds of herbs, dill, cilantro, a lot of peppers that we found. We had some seeds and some seeds that we bought. A lot on my gardener seeds. I'll put a link in the description to his site, a 99-cent seed packets, and you get 10 cents off if you buy them with the link, which is pretty cool. That's all these ones. I've had real good luck with those. Some of these seeds came out of the homestead boxes that we got last year. Got a few different varieties of various colored peppers, a lot of Roma tomatoes. Those are popular for us. So worst case, if we don't sell a lot of these, we'll have no problem growing them and using them for all kinds of things here. Some cherry tomatoes, more Romas. I've got a full tray of broccoli and a full tray of cauliflower, so 72 of each of those. A few of the more, I guess, not as popular, but things that we would like to try more of: lavender, chamomile, parsley we do a little bit of, so we'll see what we sell with those. We're also doing oregano, sage, and some rosemary. I've got a couple other kinds of tomatoes. I think these are beefsteak, and these ones are like a purple, black crim these are called. So they have like a black purple kind of look on the inside of them, which is kind of cool. So this is our indoor grow shelf that I built in the previous video. We use this for year-round growing and for starting seeds and things. It's been working really well, actually. And so we're starting a bunch of melons on these. We started all the melons in larger pots. They have larger root systems and larger leaves growing starting off. Got some zucchinis here, and the last of them here, we've got some more tomatoes, Ace 55s, and some more zucchini in the larger pots here. So I also am using this. I have an old water bottle here. I don't know if you can see. I drilled some holes in the cap, and that works for coming by and just kind of giving these a little bit of a soak if they look dry on the top. Because these larger cells don't have greenhouse covers on the top, plastic covers on the top, they're going to dry out quicker. And so I need to make sure I come by and water all of these and all of these every day until they germinate, and then we'll take them outside. You can also water from the bottom by just kind of lifting up the corners and dumping water underneath there, and it'll soak up and kind of evaporate off the top, which will pull that water up, which works pretty well also. But for some of these, especially tomatoes where the seeds are pretty shallow, I'll just add water to the top, just make sure they stay moist. So over 1,100, I think it was 1,180 plants that we started here. Of course, all of them probably won't germinate. I'm sure we'll have some we'll have to replant and some things go on here and there. But that's the goal, over 1,000 plants here. Some for sale, hopefully as many as we sell, we'll sell. And whatever we have left over, we'll plant in our garden. We're also going to be getting art garden seeds started later on today as well, which will get our own plants going. And we've got a lot of good stuff to try this year. We're expanding our gardens quite a bit. And man, I love gardening. I love growing things, love planting things, working with the soil. This is a kind of an experiment for us. We'll see what the market is like out here. We'll see what kind of traffic we get and how well things grow from when we started, how well things work in the greenhouse throughout the next couple weeks and getting things going. So we'll let you guys know how things end up. And of course, we'll take you guys along for all the processes, moving these out to the greenhouse and how we're keeping things warm and all that kind of stuff. So love to have you guys tag along. Of course, subscribe if you'd like to follow along for all the fun stuff coming up this summer and throughout the year, of course. Thumbs up on the video as always, please. It makes a huge difference for us if you hit that thumbs up. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.